Hey everybody, what is going on? So in this video, let's talk about Shanghai Disneyland, but more specifically the new Zootopia land coming to that park. So it was announced a few days ago that Skechers shoes has a partnership with Shanghai Disneyland, and Skechers is going to open up a Zootopia ties store within Zootopia land. And basically it's going to be just like what you see in the movie. It's going to be a modern brand, in this case, Skechers, that, is Zootopia ties. They're going to change their name, I think their logo as well, and it's going to fit this animal world. Now, when I first heard of this news, I thought, you know what, this is the most Bob Chapek-y news ever, okay? It instantly reminded me of the Target deal that Bob Chapek announced at the D23 Expo about a year and a half ago. But the more I sat on it and the more it processed, I realized, you know what, this is actually kind of a good idea, okay? And it really does fit the subject material. And what do I mean by that? Well, Zootopia was sort of unapologetic and almost obnoxious in their way of kind of giving us these modern brands in that Zootopia world. We saw it with Target and Nike and many other brands. They really beat you over the head in that film with these brands. Hey, look, here's Target, but it's animalized. Oh, look, here's Nike, but it's animalized, right? They did this a million times in the movie. It makes sense that Disney Imagineering would kind of take that baton and run with it. Okay, it makes sense. In the context of the subject material, this Skechers deal makes a whole lot of sense. Now, normally I would probably be very much against this. If they announced a Skechers shoe store for New Orleans Square or Frontierland, I would be very much against it. But I think in this particular case, I think it works, actually. I actually think it works. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see more deals like this from other companies, other brands that want to kind of jump on board and have a presence in this new Zootopia land. I really would not be surprised. Now, and also, to be fair, I mean, this really does kind of harken back to the original days, those early days of Disneyland, where, Walt Disney would utilize other corporations to sponsor various attractions. We've seen it with like Bank of America and General Electric. It's been going on for years. And this is sort of like, this is an extension of that, basically. So I'm not against this. I'm not against this at all. And I think, like I said before, in the context of the land itself and the subject material, I think it actually works really well. Now, here is my issue, though. And it has nothing to do with Imagineering. It has to do with Walt Disney Animation Studios. I am very much, and if you've been watching my channel for any amount of time, you know this. I am very much against this idea of adding modern references, modern brands to, Disney animated films. I really do believe that Disney animation, the feature films, should be timeless, okay? And when you insert things like these modern brands, and even like in Moana, they had like that Twitter joke, and in Aladdin, you have like Rodney Dangerfield and like Arsenio Hall. This kind of stuff dates your movie. It dates your movie. Now, some movies can sort of, get past that and still remain relevant. Aladdin is one of those movies that lucked out and is still relevant today. But a lot of movies don't really have that. A lot of movies like Oliver and Company, for example, that has a lot of references from the 80s, that, it just doesn't transcend that. And it kind of becomes a very dated film. I really did not like this part of Zootopia. I didn't like the fact that it had all these brands in there, because you know what? Who knows, in 20 or 30 years, is this even going to be relevant? Are people going to understand a lot of this stuff, right? So that's my beef with the film. But when Imagineering is going into this and they're trying to translate the film to a physical world, they have to go based on the subject material. And the subject material is heavily based in these modern brands. So, you know what? Yeah, have at it. I mean, this is what they should be doing. Based on the film, this is exactly what Walt Disney Imagineering should be doing. But I really want to hear from you guys. What are your thoughts on this? What did you like the Skechers deal? Is it cringy to you. What are your thoughts on Walt Disney Animation and adding like, you know, modern references and things like that? I am very much against it. I do not like it at all. But maybe you enjoy it. You know, I personally don't, but maybe you enjoy it. I would love to hear from you guys. Thank you all so much for watching. And as always, have a magical, magical day. Bye-bye now.